Hi guys, Peter Finch here, and it is time for a round review of a Pro-Am that took place today at Blackpool North Shore, and boy oh boy, it did not go to plan. I played terribly today. I played all I know. I'm going to try and balance the positives and the negatives that came from today, because I think you should always try and do that no matter how rubbish the round was, and certainly my round today was not very good at all. I think it's important to just try and ground it in a little bit of context. Some of the stuff that could have been better, some of the stuff that really just was, yeah. As you can see, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to be unbiased about my rubbishness today. So first things first, when we move into the winter events, especially in the northwest of the UK, it's done on a Stableford scoring system. So the winter series in the Lancashire PGA is basically a Pro-Am, so myself and a partner, 18-hole comp, one dayer, all Stableford team score and individual pro score as well. Whereas the other comps I've been playing in this year have all been stroke play. Also, with the ground conditions that they are at the moment, it's pick and place through the green. So no matter where you hit it, you've got your ball in your hand at all times, so you can get yourself a pretty good lie. And Blackpool North Shore is a course I've played before. It's a course I've shot under par a couple of times in competition, so I was pretty confident going there. But, well, let's start from the very beginning this morning and how my preparation for this event is nowhere near what it should have been. So it's a 1 hour and 10-minute drive to Blackpool, generally from Manchester. This morning it took me almost 3 hours. Now that's beyond my control. Just really terrible traffic. The weather was very weird this morning as well. It was causing people to slow down. It was raining. It was like really dark. It just wasn't very pleasant. So, oh God. It was exhausting by the time I got there. I was not very happy with life. Literally jumped out of the car, got my card, straight onto the first tee. So got to the first tee, hit an okay tee shot off the first, pulled it a little bit left into the rough, couldn't find it. Tom, who I was also playing with, my professional partner today, he took his tee shot pretty much in the same spot. We managed to find his. We knew mine was around that area, but we just couldn't find it. It obviously plugged in the rough where it was wet, so that's a double bogey / a no score on the Stableford. So obviously not the start that I wanted. And even though it was Stableford, I am going to talk about it in a stroke play sense. It just comes more naturally to me. That's more of what I'm used to. So already 2 over on that hole. Now the next couple of holes, steadied the ship a little bit ragged off the tee, had a really good up and down on the second, good chip and then a decent putt. And then on the next hole, bad tee shot left, very bad second laying up into the rough, terrible shot, long with my wedge, which I don't normally do, but that was a bit of a theme today. But then a really good up and down, good chip, and then I just had a tap in putt. But the next was where it really started to go awry for me, certainly mentally. So I hit a tee shot left again, and you can see by my stats here, my tee shots and my approach play was absolutely rubbish. We'll get into that in a moment. Hit my approach long with a wedge, then 3-putted on probably the worst green on the course. It had been punched because it's in a low-lying wet part of the course. The other 17 greens were absolutely fantastic. They really were good. But on this particular green, I had about a 2-foot putt for my par, and it bobbled all over the place. And it just set me back a little bit. That I'm not massively confident with my putting anyway at the moment. And that just made me just step back a little bit and made me a little bit uncomfortable over certain putts. Like the next, where I hit a good drive just left of the fairway, just off the left of the fairway, but in the semi so I could place it. Hit it to about 3 foot, missed my putt. And then the next hole, this is where it really started to get a little bit angry in my brain. I've hit a bad tee shot left. I've hit a bad second short right. I've had a great chip to that, and I've missed it. Literally missed from that far away. It didn't even hit the hole. Now, I didn't take my time over it, so I just stepped up to it and hit it. And it took a bit of a detour. There was like an old pitch mark there. But I didn't hit the hole, and it was a little bit nervous. Even that was a little bit nervous. So what was going through my head at that point? It was just so frustrating. So just gonna have a little bit of a look at my stats here. So 79 was my score overall, par 71, so 8 over. You can see my scoring average there on the par 3, the par 4, the par 5. But this is the one that really got to me. This is my strokes gained. My putting, I lost 3.3 strokes to a pro field. I lost 2 strokes on my short shots. I lost almost 3.5 strokes on my approach play and then lost 2 strokes on my driving. So I was losing a lot of shots against the field in every single area of my game. I only hit 21% of fairways. I only hit 39% of greens in regulation. 0 sand saves. I only went in 1 bunker, and that was on the 13th. It was just a short, drivable par 4. Knocked it up by the green into the bunker. There wasn't much sand in it, to be fair. Came out a little bit clean over the green, but then didn't get up and down. Bogey on a drivable par 4. And then 29 putts. Now, that does not take into account, because 29 putts, anytime you get under 30, there's a chance that you're going to have a decent round, but you can see by how poor my approach play was, that was never going to happen. And a lot of the putts that I missed after decent chips were so short. That's the last time that Scotty's going to be going in my bag. I've just no confidence with it at all. I might have to get the toe up back in. Distance wise, average driving 285, which, considering the wind today, there's a storm blowing through the UK, wasn't actually too bad. So you can see I actually missed a few of my wedge shots long, which was unusual for me. I normally end up short, if anything. But you can see here from a short distance, from a short distance I did miss a couple. When it starts to get up to my normal pitching, you can see here 33% of greens that I hit, 67 I missed right, 67 I missed long. Now from a 75 to 100 yard range, that's bad, that is bad. Should be hitting the green every time, should be getting close here. So some of the positives that did come from today, my chipping is much better now. I have to say I've worked on that over the last week. I've got my technique back to where it needs to be. I'm looking forward to pressing on with that and improving that. My putting was terrible. It's just simply not good enough at the moment, and I'm also nervous over my putts. I wasn't actually looking forward to getting to the green, and that is not a good place to be. You should be getting on the green, you should be attacking those putts. Probably the 11th or 12th hole today, it was one of the only comps in such a long time where I've actually thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind leaving the course. I was just not enjoying being out there, and that is such a terrible thing to be when you're playing golf, because you're playing golf. You're playing a game. You should be excited about being out there. Now, as every golfer knows, when you're playing bad, it's not fun. It's not fun. But on the same page as that, in the same sentence as that, it is golf. It is a game, and it's a privilege to be out there playing, and you shouldn't be feeling that negative. But I was feeling that negative, and it's not something that I felt in quite a while, and I didn't like it. So also a slight perspective change in attitude maybe, but generally it was just because I was playing so poorly and I didn't have really much control over what I was doing, that I just simply didn't enjoy it. Certainly other positives to take on the last 3 holes. I holed one 30-foot putt for a birdie, and then like another 40-foot putt for a par, which was good on 16 and 17, but then missed a putt on 8. I'm finding it hard to take the positives, I've got to be honest. So what I have to do from here is bounce back and knuckle back down and work hard. The Winter Series events are a good opportunity to keep competitive and to also try and get some wins, because I need to start winning these local events. I've been on the cusp of it throughout this year. I've had a couple of decent comps and a few decent rounds, but this being my first comp back in a while, it showed like just how ring rusty I was, and that course is definitely scoreable. I think Andy Palmer, who won, was 6 under, and I played with Andy before. He's a lovely lad, and I'm really happy that he came through and won. But I could see how that score was possible, and being a good player like Andy is, to take advantage of those good greens, how they were, and having that ball in the hand, that's what I need to be doing more of. So it's not exactly back to the drawing board, but it's certainly back to getting my head where it needs to be. But over the next month, I think I've got 4 comps. So I've got a chance to get back into the swing of things. I've got that chance again to practice and to really go for it. I need to do that. I really need to do that. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it wasn't more positive news, but loads of videos coming this week. As always, Loads of the Quest for the Open stuff landing very soon as well, with some new exciting announcements. But apart from that, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for following me on this journey. Hopefully next time some more positive news to give you. But at the end of the day, everyone has a bad round. I just had 2 in a row now, so I need to get better. Right. See you next time.